All right, welcome back to Word Wednesday on YouTube. Back again. And this week we have something a bit different than our past weeks. What we're going to be doing, instead of something like a challenge that we might have been doing in the last weeks, we are going to go through some words that I found that I'm hoping you guys don't know that sound pretty funny. And we're going to tell you the definition, and hopefully everyone learned something today. All of us learned some new words that we think are pretty funny, and we're all happy. So, as you can see, we have our words here. We have bumfuzzle, we have canoodle, we have cattywampus, we have doohickey, and we have gobbledygook. So, these are our words. I'm gonna try and fit it in on the whiteboard, or a little brief definition. So, I'm gonna start with bumfuzzle. This, you might have heard someone say this. I think I've probably used the word bumfuzzle before. Bumfuzzled, as in I am bumfuzzled, which happens to be another word for confused. So, our first word, bumfuzzle, another word for confused. I feel like out of all these words, bumfuzzle is probably the most likely one that people would know. I feel like bumfuzzle is probably the most used. Anyways, so our next word is canoodle. Now, canoodling is an action. It's something that you do to something, in particular, mainly things that are living, like a pet, like a friend. Not really a friend, more like a pet, like an animal. Could be a human, I guess. Something that you do in like a friendly sense. And yeah, if you want to take a guess, that could be fun. Instead of like the challenges, you can take a guess at what it might mean based on what I just said, how it's an action that you do to something that's like living, and could be a pet, could be a person. Take a guess. It means to pet or to rub something, in particular gently. So if I go like that, I guess that's canoodling. Who knew? Okay, next, cattywampus. Now, believe it or not, cattywampus is referring to a direction. So you're saying, like if I'm saying, here, I have my paper towels and I have my Lysol wipes, right? If I put these like this or like this, one might come to the conclusion that those two items were cattywampus to each other. Believe it or not, cattywampus is what could be used to describe what those two things were, the Lysol wipes and the paper towels. So if you want to take a guess at what that could mean, go for it. I'm gonna show it. It means, I don't know if you could even read that, it's kind of small because it was kind of running out of room, but it means diagonally. So if I have my one hand here, if I have my one hand here and my other hand here, they are diagonally apart. They were cattywampus to each other, believe it or not. Isn't that crazy? Okay, next awesome word that we're gonna learn the definition of, doohickey. This is another one that you might have heard before. I feel like maybe in some like, what's it called? Dr. Seuss poems. It sounds like a really Dr. Seussy word, you know, like a doohickey. Now, a doohickey is something that you use to accomplish something. It can be various things. It's not a specific thing that you use. It's actually anything that you could use for so many things. So It's a very general thing, so I'm not sure if you're gonna be able to guess the exact definition, but what it is it's another word for gadget. So let's think, like Batman. Batman has a lot of gadgets on his belt. Or Batman has a lot of doohickeys on his belt. That's better. And our last word, one of my favorites, maybe my favorite. I like cattywampus as well though. Gobbledygook. Now gobbledygook sounds very confusing. It looks like it's not even a word. It looks like it's three, maybe two. It looks like multiple words just shoved together. Gobbledygook. Looks like multiple languages in one word. But what it means, it's a word which it's kind of ironic in a sense, what the word gobbledygook means. It's a word used to describe things that might be confusing. You know what I'm saying? So let's say I was talking about science or chemistry perhaps, and I start naming like really specific terms in chemistry. Like if I'm talking about, let me think of something that you guys probably wouldn't know. If I started talking about KPA, like atmospheric pressure, you guys probably wouldn't know that because it's gobbledygook. It's very technical things that the average person does not know about. You need to be educated on it, like going to school. So what we describe that as, something that most people wouldn't know, but you have to learn about, is gobbledygook, which is another word for the much more common word used to describe it, which is jargon. That's another word you guys probably learning. Jargon, gobbledygook, both just mean, like they just describe what a technical term that many people wouldn't know is. That's gobbledygook. Okay. Hope you guys liked the different format for Word Wednesday. Not really a challenge, more of a little fun, learn these funny words video. But yep. Okay. I'll see you next week on Wednesday. Don't get too excited.